talking about friendships and fans, but there's some of this that digs into, romantic relationships too. So I'm specifically thinking about the first night I met my wife. So just so you guys know, like this is how it went in my head. So we spent probably, which is funny, Ben, you were there. We spent probably, 6-7 hours together our first night talking, literally talking the entire time. And I can remember
wait.
specifically.
You said in your head. So were you really talking, or did you just think you were
no,
talking?
No, 100% talking. Now this wasn't. Yeah, we'll sidebar on the rest of that conversation, but but the whole piece of this was, and I think it's so cool because Ben, you're talking about steps. I can remember going through every step in that one conversation. I can remember the initiation of the conversation. I can remember us starting to ask some of the surface level questions that you ask when you're starting to talk to someone. And then I can remember a specific like shift. And then all of a sudden we start getting into questions like Tav just asked. And I'm going, man, I can remember that. And then here we are, fast forward 8 years later. And this is my wife. Like, and it just goes to show you that, that every single real, meaningful conversation that kind of has lasting effects on you goes through that entire process.
See, and I remember that night too, but I remember consciously going through those steps.
See, there you go. Yeah.
Like I remember, and just for anybody listening, to give you this story, this was the night that Marshall met his wife. Mm-hmm. And I was there. We were hanging out. We ran into Marshall's wife and one of her friends. We didn't know them from anybody else in the place. We were just out having a good time. But this is what's really interesting. That conversation got started because we were leveraging the bartender.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
We were actually having a conversation with the bartender deeming us as safe, made us safe.
Yep.
And like I said, this is things that happen so fast, you guys. And it does, like, once again, I say bartender, everybody's like, oh, they hang out in bars. Yeah, we do, but not exclusively. Like there's other places this works.
Yeah.
This is just me feeling guilty, right? I don't really feel guilty, but the point is we went through this. We were deemed as safe. There's a lot of, especially if you're girls in a bar setting, it can be a lot different than if it's guys. I'd love for it to be equal, but I know that there are much more concerns for females in a bar setting or out on their own setting. And I wish it wasn't that way, but it is. And so us branding ourselves as harmless is important. And we did that by getting the nod from the bartender, and having conversations there. And then
that's right.
As Marshall said, all of these steps took place. And there was nothing, I don't remember us being like, oh, we're going to go meet people and, meet your wife tonight. There was none of that.
Absolutely not.
But
it was like the opposite of that.
Yeah. What it actually was is, getting into a situation, understanding the situation that you're in, how to leverage that situation so that everybody can have a good time and people can interact. What I hate is when you get into a situation and the flow of it doesn't allow people to get to interact and to get to mix it up. The idea with humans being together in a place, whether it be online or offline, is that they get to interact and mix it up.
If you want to listen to more episodes, learn more about our mission, or send us questions or feedback about the show, go to serialprogressseeker.com. You can help the mission by subscribing, reviewing, rating, and commenting wherever you listen to or watch podcasts.